Joining us today, we have some representatives from our student delegation for SDLC, which is the Student Diversity Leadership Conference hosted by the National Association of Independent Schools. This year, the entirety of the conference was online, so we had our group of student delegates participate from their homes online, and I got to attend as their chaperone. And every evening, some of us would gather online just to recap on the events of the day, things that were going well, interesting moments, and so we'd like to continue that conversation today.
SDLC, I guess, gives you the resources to meet and talk to other people that share the experiences, which could help reflect or build your own. Everything that happens, everything that's talked about and shared is all happening under a safe space that everybody knows is safe. There's no possibility for toxicity whatsoever.
It's always important that whenever you talk with someone else, no matter how different you are, you're always more similar than different.
I think it also teaches how to listen to people, because that's another big part of conversations. You can't just be thinking about what you want to say next. Listen to people, take it in, and then you say something based on what they said instead of just going in for your point.
Did you all feel like you learned something about yourselves, about your identity, and maybe the way that identities play a part in shaping image and self-image?
We did an activity where we wrote down 8 different identity molecules. It would be gender, race, socioeconomic status, and all these other things. And we were supposed to arrange them in order of what it meant to us, our priority.
Yeah, I'd say for me, the molecule as well was helped me learn that whenever I meet someone or enter a new environment, I bring with me my identity and certain identifiers. I realized there are a lot of issues with since I joined the Asian Identity one, there are a lot of issues that I've never heard of before in the Asian community.
I always considered myself white, even though I'm Brazilian, and I felt uncomfortable with identifying as Latina, because I always thought that okay, I'm white passing, and I don't know, I just had a weird mentality. So now I'm more comfortable with that part of my identity.
What was the virtual experience like? Did it work for you?
I think I got way more out of it than I thought I would, because I thought going just virtually, I wouldn't get to meet as many people and make connections, but I actually did. And especially in family groups, seeing the same people every day, you got to know them really well.
Comparing to what I heard from people who went to SDLC before, participating in the silent movement, it's not as personal as it is virtually, because in person you can't really see everybody's faces, but virtually when you agree or identify with a specific identifier, you can scroll through the pages and see who else from the next 1,800 people will relate to you and your identity. And that was really impactful to know that you're not alone.
Another question that I have would be the family group and the affinity group is a really important element of the SDLC experience. Could you share with us what that looks like, what that experience was like for you?
For me, I was in the Asian Pacific Islander affinity group. And so basically, once we were in that, we had different breakout rooms engaging in different, topics or controversial topics, such as anti-Blackness in the Asian community, fetishization of Asian women, comparing traditional to modern Asian traditions, cultures, beliefs.
Yeah, I'd say that personally, I've realized that whenever you're talking with someone else, it's really easy to as soon as you find one disagreement, it's really easy to shut off and completely don't listen to whatever the other person's saying, just ignore everyone else's said. But it's important to keep in mind that with different backgrounds, people have different perspectives.
I feel so privileged having you all, kind of share your experience, in the depth of what that experience was for you, and just want to note, for myself and probably for, Mr. Feldman, we so appreciate you bringing who you are to the school and engaging in these conversations in this way. So thank you.